Hey there, welcome to the Lumière channel. Welcome to this. We are unboxing, excuse all of this fur on this baggie, but we're gonna be unboxing this, the deck, the I Love You Butt deck. We're gonna be looking at what it has, what's in it, so that when you get yours, you know a little bit of what it's about, so you know how to play with it. Because there's no other deck that exists like this, as far as I know, unless something has been made. It'll come in this sort of plastic or silicone, girl, I don't know what this is. I'll call everybody girl. This is my pride and joy. I really love this. I really love this. But it'll come in this sort of like plastic thingy sucked in so you can easily peel it off with something sharp, or if your nails are a lot more sharper than mine are, you'll be able to take it off. I'm super proud of this deck, as in having it actually be printed in a place and existing in reality for other people other than me to have. And I want to break down a little bit of that history because it's just important to know where things come from a little bit. So I'm going to take a minute of your time to tell you a little bit of the history. This is the first deck I ever made. I made a little pouch for it, so I'm really happy that these decks come in a little pouch because it's just really reminiscent of like what I like. I made this deck on note cards, and I just wanted something that said words, right? Like this was before channeled messages decks became really popular. And I would like to think that, in fact, I know that this was the greatest contribution that I've made in a very real way to the YouTube reading space, because this video, a lot of people, it didn't exist on how to make your own deck until I created this video, which is entirely too long, on how to make your own deck. Grab a bunch of note cards, grab a pen, and just sort of start free writing, or however way you want to do it. So when I created this deck and I created the video for it, it took off and it birthed all sorts of your favorite YouTubers that use note cards and the like I love to know that like I did that. That I started that, and it's taken off, and now we have decks like mine that have words that people have created because there was a need in the space. So anyway, this deck went out of commission. I don't really use it as much, even though it's really freaking good. I feel like I should make this deck a real deck as well, but this I Love You Butt deck then was actually born in this form. I love reading reversals, all right? I read every position of the cards. Any card that I use, any tool that I use, where is it pointing? Where is it looking? What's happening there? Like, it all is a way that spirit talks to me using that tool. And I wanted a deck that represented that. And so because of my love of like reversals and 360-degree reading, I came up with, okay, let me use like a deck that's a bit different to write the messages down. So I wanted written messages. A lot of the written messages decks that existed at the time, and that still really exists now, were really like one-sided and quite heavy. Like huge messages where it's like, we don't need all that. And that's where this came in. I just started writing in like a Excel document what I wanted things to be, what I wanted to hear people say, what I believed people would say when I would read, what I've had said to me, what I've said to people, what I've heard in different walks of life, like real ass people statements. That's where like this whole thing came from, because I didn't think they were existing in the spaces that I was looking at. So then I created this for myself, right? I wrote on one side and wrote on the other side. So you know, when you're shuffling the deck, you know, the card that comes out, how it flips, looking at me this way, is like what made the most sense. I can't tell you because it'll hurt you. Like, that's a real thing. Like, that's a real thing people do. They don't talk because they don't want to tell you. Like, they don't want to tell you because they know it's going to hurt you. How many times have we not said anything to people because we don't want to hurt their feelings? From, hey, your breath is kicking, to, hey, I fell in love out of love with you a long time ago. Or to, hey, I saw your partner with another person. Like, I don't want to tell you because it'll hurt you. You know, it's a real phenomenon that happens. And it also catered again to this whole reading style of mine of sort of going backwards. As I was creating the the deck in the Excel document and transferred over to the Uno cards, I then started getting into, okay, some of these messages have color to them, right? Like when I'm reading, color means a lot to me. When I'm living in my life, color means a lot to me. And different colors mean different things. So when you look at the I Love You But deck, it has a lot of color. It's got red. It's got blue. This is red. It's got yellow. And finally, it has pink. These were the iterations, as you've seen prior to this video on the channel, that the cards had. Pink, yellow, blue, and red. If you're not me, you may not fully know what these colors mean. If you're not like heavy intuitive, I think you may still kind of have a little bit of, I don't know what that really means, but really it's pretty straightforward. You don't even have to see any sort of instructions to know that red is a color predominantly used to express passion, to express love, and the thin line between passion and anger. You know, passion can be anger. Passion can also be like a desire, you know what I mean? Like that just like danger of deep love and also deep disdain is red. Blue is very somber. Blue is very heavy. Blue is also quite chill. Blue is also relaxed. So it has that duality to it as well. Blue can also represent shame, feelings of embarrassment, feelings of sort of like low feelings, but it can also expel sedation. It can also feel like sedation, like feeling sedated, feeling chill, feeling relaxed. Yellow to me made more sense as a punchy thing. So the yellows to me have messages that relate to like overarching themes. Like you'll find family, you'll find children, you'll find exes, you'll have time in the yellow cards. Yeah. You'll find that type of thing, like great sort of themes that happen are with with the yellows. It kind of has like major arcana-ish type vibes, but it's more so just like the big sort of stuff in someone's life. And pink is for sure very like sweet. It's puppy love. It is desire, but it's on the googly eyes. You know, it's crush energy, it's soft energy, it's lovey-dovey energy, it's innocent energy, it's naive energy, you know. So that's what the pink represents. Now, if you've been on this channel and you've seen the readings on the channel, you know that you've seen these colors already and you can have an idea of what they are. What I introduce in the decks that are out now for you to have for yourself or for you to send to your favorite readers, because you can do that when you order the decks, you can send one to someone else, is purple. Something that nobody's really seen are the purples. I'm pretty sure you can understand what the purples are about. Okay, this is purple. Okay. So this has more, the purples have more of the physicality of things. It's not all just like feelings like the other cards, words left unsaid, words wanting to be said that don't need to be said, that maybe shouldn't be said, or like, you know, expressions. The purples cover physical stuff because it's a real thing. Like you can hate someone and not like them, but your body can respond to them. You know what I mean? Like it's a thing. It's a thing. You can say, oh, this, you can feel so much shame and embarrassment and, oh, woe is me, but your body can still be like, oh, yes, I want this thing. And I think it's a part of life, right? Like intimacy and the whole thing physical intimacy is a part of life. It's a part of life. It's a part of connections. And what I enjoy and what I'm looking forward to after this unboxing from videos moving forward, because this is a deck I'll be using. This is a deck I've been using. So as you can see, it is used, unused, very new, unnew, well loved. Is that we're going to have more messages now that really encompass like the fullness of how someone is feeling towards you, what their intentions are towards you, whatever it is they have towards you, what they want or what they like, because now it's more inclusive of the physical stuff explicitly. It used to come out in more like in an intuitive way where you're kind of looking at the reading, you're like, this person has a lot more like physical desire for you or whatever, but this is going to be really nice. So there's a few of these messages in the deck as well, just so you know when you get the deck, this is something that you should be aware of, that there's going to be such messages in there. There are almost 300 messages in this deck. It's like 392. The other cards in the deck are something else I have not seen in other decks. I haven't seen it in other decks, and I want it. I want it. I want it. Is you can write your own messages, the white cards. This is where you can script your own messages, right? You can have a whole card be taken over with a message that you've heard or a message that you feel is missing or something that you need to hear. And see if it comes up. See if it comes up reversed or upright or whatever you want, right? Like you get to put it on the card. You can create a card called This Is the One. You can create a card that says, this is the one, or back off, or you're doing too much. I think there is actually some of those messages in the deck as well. I'm not going to show you all of them, but there's some of those messages in here. But sometimes we are doing too much. Sometimes we need to back off and we need to hear that. So if there's messages in this deck that you want more of, or that you want to add from your own life experience, there are in this deck like 5, I think, of these solid white cards. Was it? No, 3 of them, but you can write, what is it, 6 on one side, 6 on the other, so you can write 12 of your own messages, which is infinitely more than enough. I think it used to be 5 and I thought that's way too much. Like if you want to write, what is it, 5 would be 10. If you want to write 20 messages, baby girl, I call everybody girl, create your own deck. You know what I mean? Like create your own deck. Something else that we get with this deck is an explainer. So it's not lost on me that sometimes we do get word decks and some people are like, how do you use it? To me, it's very simple. Like it's so easy. It's got words, you shuffle it, a card comes out, there it is, baby girl. I'll call everybody girl again. That's the message. But then I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really excited to finally show this to you guys. It's been like way too long. I've been holding on to this deck. I'm just like, when is the best time to do the unboxing? Ugh. I really wanted to tell you guys about this deck. You have no idea how many readings I have done on the channel that I'm like, ooh, and then I go, I haven't unboxed the deck yet. I don't want to ruin the surprise. Woo! Anyway, here we are. I'm so happy it's here. I'm talking so fast and excited because it's like, we came from this, folks. We came from this to fucking Uno cards to now a whole deck. Yes. I'm so excited. Anyway, it also comes with the nameplate of the deck, right? I love you, but I think it's inspired. I think it's great. I think it fits the deck so perfectly. And it's the same on this side. Also in the middle, you notice that there is a little Lumière.live, and that's the website for Lumière. So here is, this is the only card that doesn't have the Lumière in the middle. But don't lose it, I guess, right? I added this because I wanted to write the middle with the Lumière.live. I really liked that, and I wanted that to be like the demarcation between the up and down, and I just think it's great in case you lose the card, lose the deck, or whatever, or you forget, because there's no branding. There's like no other type of branding to know that, oh, this is the deck of the hidden, like whatever. There's no box that it comes with. Like you can put this deck in, smush it in with your other decks. Like there are readers on YouTube and in the world that take their decks and just mash them things together and they shuffle from there. right? Like they shuffle from a place of it's a one deck and see what cards come out. Like I love that idea. It couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. It could not be me. But I love the idea of like being able to like put this deck in with other decks. This deck plays incredibly well with other decks. There are readings on the channel where I have paired it as a clarifier, as the main, and it plays beautifully with the tarot. It plays beautifully with the oracle cards. It plays well with beginners, intermediates, and experts. Like it's just very confirming as a reader to go, this is what I was picking up on. Or actually, this is a nuance of what I'm picking up on in this reading. Because sometimes it's a bit like wonky a little bit. Anyway, there is an explainer that goes on to explain how to use the deck, right? How to shuffle, a little bit of extra help on what the colors mean. I kind of went over it already, but and a welcome message on the back. I'll leave that for you to read. But it helps explain the red, the blue, the pink, the yellow, and the purple. Physical intimacy, sex, lovemaking, and star players. And it's also just, oh, it also explains the blank. You decide, you create your own, whatever. Or you can even just leave the blank messages in there, see how many come out in the reading, and you'll see how lost and confused and dazed the person that you're reading for is. Like how they just, there's things unwritten yet. Like, it's just a beautiful, I love decks. I love decks. I just love that this deck really plays well with how free my reading style is. And I feel like it plays very well for others as well. It can be as strict and as free-flowing as you want it to be. I think I love that it says star players here. Obviously I wrote that, but I forgot I wrote that. It's been a minute. Star player is you, right? So this deck is also really good with being able to like read yourself and see how you might be feeling and to find the words and what maybe you might be needing. I love it. And to explain the yellow a bit more, it's life, time, major topics, issues, kind of like I was saying, really. Good shit. This is it. This is the I Love You But deck. This is the I Love You But deck. And I'm so glad that you gave it the time, that you're ready to get one of your own and give it a home. The link is going to be in the description box for where you can get your own and where you can send it to your favorite reader so they can start using this in their readings. Keep your light on, my friends. Good luck, and thank you so much for being with me on this journey. Like, I'm so amped that this is like a reality that I get to share with people, along with some of the other journals I've created. Like, it makes me so happy to know that something that has been infused with all the best intentions and more is like out in the world for people to have in their own homes. Like, that's such a treasure. So thank you for being a part of this journey, whether you've been around for a hot minute or whether this is your first time. Thank you so much for making this a reality for me and a reality for you. Shit. Keep your light on. Good luck, and I'll see you next time.